Hi there, welcome to our Maytech team interview series. This is a collection of chats aimed to better understand what each role within Maytech is all about and to feature the great work members of our team are doing. My name is Carson. I am the digital marketing coordinator here at Maytech. Today I will be talking with Tess, one of our senior engineers currently based in our Bristol office. Tess, how's it going?
Hi, yeah, busy as always. I'm enjoying the variety.
Great. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. To get started with a little bit about you, how did you become interested in tech?
So when I was a kid, my dad bought me a Spectrum and we spent a lot of time programming games up on that. And then I got involved in bulletin boards at university and started doing early websites. And then it's just grown from there, really.
Yeah, nice. And outside of tech, what other hobbies do you have?
I sing in a covers duo. We used to gig, but obviously that's kind of on hold at the moment. But I've done some training in martial arts.
Ooh,
Go
okay.
out in nature with my camera now and again. So yeah, like to do lots of different things.
That's cool. That's great. And had you worked at all in the public sector before you joined Maytech?
I hadn't actually. It was a new venture for me. I wanted to get involved in something a bit more meaningful, give something back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been in the tech industry for quite a while, but it was that jump from making money for stakeholders to actually supporting the rest of the community I live in. So
Definitely.
good jump for me.
Yeah. And how have you found working in the public sector?
I found it really, really interesting. There's a lot of constraints and challenges that I wasn't expecting, but there's a really good feeling of wanting to do things in an efficient way, a modern way. I had a terrible impression that it was all in the dark ages, and it absolutely isn't. It's really got some good tech in there.
Awesome. That's great. And how long have you been at Maytech now?
So I joined Maytech right at the end of February this year. So it's been an odd time to join, but it's quite interesting to think I've been there for nearly a year already. It's gone really, really, really quickly.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's good. And how did you come to find out about the company?
So I was looking for work after being made redundant in my previous role, and a Southwest recruiter contacted me and said, hey, this is a really great company. Have you thought about working in the public sector? And that sounded quite exciting. So yeah, I'd not worked in public sector before, as I've said. So it was a chance to see new companies, and Maytech really shone out from that.
Great. Yeah, it sounds like working in the public sector was part of what attracted you to Maytech, but was there anything else that really stood out to you about Maytech?
The openness and the transparent culture was a really big sell. The idea that I could have a look at the handbook before I even started talking to the recruiter about more serious, contact, and the idea that there's books out there that Maytech have written, that there's quite a heavy involvement in the tech community from a speaking point of view. All of those things are really big pluses in my mind.
Definitely. Yeah, I know the handbook was such a big thing for me too before you joined. Like, I don't think I've ever come across that before. It's just everything is right there before even speaking to anyone. So yeah, definitely pretty cool. And for anyone who is looking to apply now, what was the interview process like for you?
It was very slick. It was quite intense. So there's a question part and a kind of pairing part, and then more questions to the HR. And I found that quite a lot of chop and change, but being able to do most of it in just one sitting was fabulous. And then I got some really rapid feedback. So I heard pretty much the same day
Awesome.
that there was interest there, and that was a huge plus. Just that feeling wanted.
Yeah, for sure. And what does your role here involve?
I get involved in so much, actually. I split quite a lot of my time between working with stakeholders in the project I'm working with and getting some really good code written. I spend time working with other engineers or with the clients on good practices, getting some great tests written, upskilling everyone, learning from them as well. That's a really good two-way process. And outside the normal client stuff, I mentor a couple of people as well. So I find that really, really rewarding to be able to do that knowledge share at any kind of level, and also to learn stuff every day. So there's a big wins.
Definitely, definitely. And you may have just answered this, but what do you like most about being a senior engineer?
Yeah, it is that ability to be able to get hands-on, get into the code, really enjoy the engineering, but be able to step back and look at things from a slightly bigger picture, talk to stakeholders, understand what we're really trying to solve, what outcomes are really important, and helping that culture building and that confidence building with my temporary colleagues, if you like, so the guys that I'm working with at the client, and sharing that growth in skill and that growth mindset. That's a really big thing for me.
For sure. Yeah. And what are some of the most challenging things you find about the role?
Oh, we discover so much working with the client. We tend to uncover a lot that they really want to change. We're forever finding ways to improve and things that we want to improve on, and that's wonderful. The downside to that is we can't fix everything. And we have to really focus on the outcome that's most important for them right now. And the other thing that I find that I need to be very aware of is what pace the client is working at. So at Maytech, we can crack things really, really quickly. We're really good at doing things efficiently. And sometimes we have to go, actually, the client's working at this pace, and this is what they're comfortable with right now. And measuring that pace is a really important thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's interesting to hear from like a non-tech perspective, that's something that you encounter. So that's cool. And what is one of your favorite projects you've worked on?
I think that the thing I'm working on today is the most important and the most fun. I work at a project with HMRC, so one of the internal tooling teams, and I think the reason why I enjoy it so much is because we get to support those folks that are working on critical services. So it means a lot to me to be able to support these guys to get critical services out on time, and to make their onboarding and offboarding experience really much more painless, and just make their day better. Basically, that's what I enjoy about it.
Awesome. And do you have any advice for anyone who wants to be a senior engineer?
Never stop learning. Never believe that you know everything, because there's always going to be something new out there. There's always going to be something interesting out there. I always have to temper that with what is the best fit for the solution in front of us right now. What's the real problem? If you understand the real problem, then you can brainstorm solutions as much as you like. But starting with the problem is always the first thing I'd suggest.
Cool. And since most of us are still working from home due to the coronavirus pandemic, what has been the biggest challenge you've had to face since lockdown in this position, and how did you overcome it?
So I struggle with energy. I do have to be really, really disciplined with myself about taking breaks. I like being a positive person, and I like having conversations face to face as much as I can, even when we're talking tech. And I'm having to pace myself during the day because video calls can be quite tiring. So it's just understanding where I am, being really clear and honest with myself about where my energy levels are. So I've just started doing yoga in the morning to see if that can build up my energy, and so far it's really helping.
That's great. Yeah, that's definitely a good start to the day, kind of get you in the right mindset going forward.
Definitely.
I might have to take that up. What do you like most about working at Maytech?
The people are a really big part of working at Maytech. We build our own culture, and we have some great, even remote online kind of extravaganzas and get-togethers. There's a great social atmosphere, but there's also this wonderful drive forward to look at the best solutions and the best fit for the situation in front of us. What can we improve on? And that continuous improvement and continuous learning is brilliant. That makes a great place to work.
Definitely. You feel like you can grow a lot, I think, at every level that you enter Maytech in, which is really cool.
Absolutely.
And one last question for you.
Okay.
Do you have any books or resources that you would recommend for someone interested in this position?
So I find I depend more and more on a really, really good search engine and a really critical thinking approach when it comes to a search engine. You can copy any old code out of Stack Overflow. It doesn't mean it's going to work, but knowing which one to grab and which one not. I rely quite strongly with conversations with the team that I'm working with. So that's really good for opening up thought processes that none of us have thought of. Many minds tend to look at a problem from lots of different angles, so that's really important. But from a book and resource point of view, I really value the Phoenix Project. It was a novelization written by Jean Kim, Kevin Bier and George Spafford, and I found that to be a bit of a game changer looking at DevOps. That was really cool. From a cultural point of view, I really recommend Rebel Talent by Francesca Gino. She's got some great insights from Harvard Business School as to when following the rules is a good idea and when not following the rules is a good idea, just to get that kind of bouncing out of a rut kind of thing. Yeah. And I refer back to the Modernizing Legacy Applications book that Maytech have produced quite a lot. I tend to trip over a lot of legacy applications, and it's really good to have that focus and ideas of how to approach it. So those are my top three. I hope that helps anyone out there.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. It was really interesting hearing about what your experience has been like and what your role is like. And if anyone would like to get in touch with Maytech or has any questions for Tess about her role here, I will add our contact information to the description below. Please feel free to reach out and be sure to stay tuned for our next Maytech team interview coming next month. Again, thank you so much for your time. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
You too. Bye. Enjoy your day. Bye.